with a huge veneer smile on a private island with somebody that made his money from the capitalist. The message is really like Al Gore's message with the inconvenient truth. It's convenient because he made money. It's convenient because he's where he wants to be financially. And he botched a lot of America. And a lot of this was just payback in some way. I'm going to stick it to the man kind of thing. But he's not taking any welfare checks. All right, let's continue with the audio.
Wow.
Actually,
aren't we king?
If you actually read it, just to be clear about it, because it's in some ways worse, because what he says is the end result, this is the quote, the end result of this, meaning the challenge to the immigration order, though, is that our opponents, the media, and the whole world will soon see, as we begin to take further actions, that the powers of the president to protect our country are very substantial and will not be questioned. Which is an assertion beyond the president not being questioned.
I told you it was
of nearly unlimited executive branch authority to do whatever it wants.
It's scary. It's crazy.
That is the talk of a dictator, not somebody who is president of the United States. And I would hope the president of the United States would put him in his give
him the calls you got. It seems they're taking him.
Put him in his place. Put him in his place? Who are you? I mean, who are you in the great scheme of things? And who does MSNBC think they are? Finally, somebody questions the media. Finally, somebody questions the fake news and the garbage. This is why, folks. This is why. This is a Jerry Springer show charade on morning television, trying to peddle off of being real news, credible news. I mean, as left as Tom Brokaw is, he was refreshing compared to this garbage.
Fill up his lunchbox, put him in the corner, put him at his desk, and have him read the United States Constitution, have him read the Federalist Papers, have him read the words.
They have Article 2. It's something that was invoked multiple times during Obama's administration, you idiot. What, do you have a law degree? Do you sit on the court? Are you an activist judge? Or are you, let's see. What should we call you? An activist journalist. With an agenda. Oh, yes. What's your agenda? To discredit, to disqualify, to mock, whatever you possibly can, and disgrace yourself at the same time in America, too. Please leave America. If you don't like this country, leave. Leave. You didn't do any of this to Obama, did you? You didn't have anything to talk about, did you? You weren't talking about any of these things, did you? None of these things. Nothing.
The founding fathers. Have him read the words of Andrew Jackson when it comes
Joe, they don't want him to. They like him.
Yet he's being
he has the entire
he can't be rewarded
inner cadre from the top down wrapped around his finger. They love him. Tell the truth.
Let me
they love this guy.
Let me just say this. Again, I will say it. We told everybody when it was coming that Donald Trump is going to win the Republican nomination. We said it early. Let me tell you something. This sort of talking, this sort of thinking, I'm just telling you right now. Let me look at the date here. I'm just telling you right now, Monday, February 13th.
And listen to this. And by the way, on Sunday, where Miller appeared on morning news programs on several networks where he insisted that the courts were wrong with the rulings on Trump's executive order on immigration, the president praised Miller's appearances through a Sunday tweet. Donald Trump said from Mar-a-Lago, from his resort here in Florida, he says, "Congratulations, Stephen Miller, on representing me this morning on the various Sunday morning shows. Great job." Let's continue on with their accusation now. This is pretty provocative, too. I guess this is a talking point from Jerry Springer again.
2017. If that sort of thinking were enacted into policy, we would have impeachment proceedings within the next 6 months. Donald Trump would be impeached if they did not adhere to
when you lie, that's usually what comes out of your mouth. You don't know what to say, and that's MSNBC for you. By the way, on This Week with George Stephanopoulos, Miller's sparred with Stephanopoulos, telling him that the judiciary is not supreme and that the judges at both the Ninth Circuit and Seattle took powers for themselves that belongs squarely with the president. Further, Miller said that the end result of this, though, is that our opponent, the media, and the whole world will soon see, as we begin to take further actions, that the powers of the president to protect, operative word, our country, are very substantial and will not be questioned. And at the bottom line is that the president's powers in this area represent the apex of exclusive authority. They will be questioned by the court, Scarborough said. By his remarks directly at Miller, it's called judicial review, and Alexander Hamilton, they're going to invoke him, and James Madison wrote about the federal papers and was enshrined in Madison's Constitution. He further told Miller to go into Trump's office and look on the walls and see the paintings of Jackson in the books he wrote. Further, these people know. They know about the federal papers, but they did not reference activist judges at the point, or Obama's executive orders that were never questioned. Now they're questioned. Could it be that they're liberal judges?
And by the way, if they didn't adhere to what the courts were saying.
On what subject, idiot?
The most bizarre thing about this
on
is,
what subject? See, they don't mention what subjects they were talking about. They weren't talking about national security.
Any fool in their first day of law school knows. And I knew the second I heard the Ninth Circuit Ninth Circuit, they're gonna overturn this, or they'll put a stay on it, and then it'll get to the Supreme Court, and they'll turn it around. They've got the Supreme Court. They're going to get their fifth vote. They're going to fill up hundreds of judicial vacancies over the next couple of years. So he is picking a fight and sounding like an autocrat.
And they love that.
When he doesn't have to. They are creating.
You know, there's a reason why this guy is not in the White House. There's a reason like he hasn't been part of any White House. He's got all the advice, and you're in the wrong business. Giving advice, it's amazing. It's like being a Sunday morning quarterback, telling the team what they should have been, what they might have done, what they could have done, shoulda, coulda, woulda. But instead, President Trump is there with his advisors, and they don't like what they have said. They don't like the language that they've used. Oh, my God, the world is coming to an end. Any fool, this is his quote, any fool in their first day of law school knows, I knew the second I heard the Ninth Circuit that they're going to overturn this or put a stay on it. Good for you. Good for you. That's terrific. Terrific. You're such a smart guy.
Right here. They are creating something.
Yeah? What is it? So
he can go out and say that. What are they testing? Are they testing us to see if we're going to sit back like sheep and say nothing? Wait, I want to read it
Judge
one more
Gorsuch
time.
have to denounce him also during the confirmation hearing, because he will be asked about the independence again, and these comments will be put front and center.
Let's split this really quickly, David Ignatius. The president does have substantial powers when it comes to the borders and when it comes also to securing this country.
Oh, there you go. There you go, kiddo. You heard that, didn't you? Finally. Wow, some reality. That's what this is about. And this is only what it's about. It comes down to our national security. It's a security issue. We have security issues, and this is first and foremost. And when you get courts that meddle in with that, then there are real problems you're going to square off with the government on that. And what Trump is saying is that, I am going to fight this. He said he's going to fight it. He'll continue fighting it. It's because it's a problem of national security, and that's all the problem has been. So sorry, guys over at MSNBC, so sorry that the president actually wants to protect its people. That's something that a president does. And you never questioned Obama, but now since Trump wants to do it, because he's a racist. Oh, because you didn't vote for him. You don't like conservatives.
Written about it. I wrote that the Ninth Circuit decision was wrong. I believe it was wrongly decided. That said, we have these debates. But when they say, David, that the president has substantial power and it will not be questioned, it will not be questioned. Please tell me what goes through your mind when you hear that.
Trump says a lot of things. And a lot of his senior advisors say a lot of things. This is not the standard issue of Republican that we've had in the White House. Not a surprise. It's just a firm language, a firm resolve of confidence saying that we will get this through because it is the law of the land. It's law. It's going to be enforced. And again, Obama has done this repeatedly. Clinton's done it. Bush has done this. They don't mention any of this, and they try to infuriate Americans. And they have done a great job. This is what they do.
It's like another country, not the United States.
Oh, yeah, we're not in America.
The way in which judges have been singled out, one of the things that Stephen Miller said was talking about the unelected judges thinking they can run things. Donald Trump's own comment about the so-called judge referring to...
I love it. I love the comment.
The judge in Washington.
That's a great comment.
The initial district court ruling. These are deeply offensive to our system.
And
I should note they're deeply offensive to judges.
Listen, he dissed all the GOP's running. He had a name for every single one of them. Not a surprise that he's going to have a name for an activist judge. Not a surprise. Remember, these judges allowed Obama to get away with everything because they just loved Obama. They loved him. And the media, the mainstream media, because they're owned by Satan. The liberal media, the establishment, Hollywood, i.e. Yes, of course. Makes sense, doesn't it?
Do not like being singled out in this way and having their authority challenged. The issue here is judicial review. It is central to our system of government. You were absolutely right in that Stephen Miller doesn't seem to get that, but we're a long way, I think, from courts and their role being overturned. Trump has said maybe I'll have to go back and draft a new order for the district court, go back to the district court because I've lost in the appellate court. He's seeing I think the reality of his choices. But what Stephen Miller said should worry everyone because it's a challenge to the way our government works.
And it absolutely should worry everyone because from the top down, they loved his performance.
They praised it.
They thought it was good.
What is so unbelievable is, Harold.
Yeah. What is it?
The president had a good weekend with the
Japanese.
Japanese.
So there we go. They had a good weekend. Oh, that's good.
A good call with China. And this
glad you like it
today with Justin Trudeau.
Justin Trudeau.
Yeah, there it's today.
Ivanka and the women's economic platform.
Yeah, that little women's platform you're not talking about.
A women's economic platform. That's great. But all they had to do
5 seconds of airtime on the good things.
Executive order.
Right.
And would have put this behind. Why did they put him out? Why did they push him?
Why
did they have him say undemocratic things? Why did they have him say things that would do violence to the United States Constitution?
Why?
When they didn't have to. Why do they keep
doing things
like
this? Why do they do
At first
it?
you want to say, oh, this is and then you start going, wait a second. Are they seeing how far they can push? This every Republican in Washington, D.C., if you do not speak out about that, then you were doing yourself a disservice. Never call yourself a constitutionalist again. Never call yourself a constitutionalist again.
Yeah, we're not going to have a constitution, you idiot. I got to stop it. I mean, this is just the crap. They just put a little nice thing. Oh, the Trudeau thing, that's great, and we're gonna have a women's summit. That's great with Ivanka. Oh, that's really good. 5 seconds, and the rest is trashing the president, trashing his senior advisor. Can't say anything nice, insulting his intelligence, insulting Trump's as if he doesn't know what Andrew Jackson and the Federalist Papers. These guys don't know. There's a reason why they're senior advisors. And they're going to do things in a non-traditional way. It's called shaking up. That's one of the way that you actually drain the swamp. But it's not defying, breaking the law or anything like that. It's enforcing the law. That's all he's wanting to do. And that's all Obama did. That's all Clinton did. That's all Bush did. But this is just all a bunch of crap, and you had to hear it. By the way, actor Scott Baio boycotting Nordstrom in support of President Donald Trump after the retailer, as we've reported here on For the People, discontinued Ivanka Trump's clothing line, and last week Nordstrom said that it would not be picking up Ivanka's line this season. According to NBC News, and Baio, an open supporter of Trump, decided to fire back at Nordstrom on Twitter, according to Twitchy. The tweet included a photo of Baio's reward summary with Nordstrom, showing that it had spent more than $30,000 last year something he vowed to never do again. By the way, boycott,